So I thought I would show you this Xbox that I've been making over the last few days. A friend of mine gave me this Xbox a couple of weeks ago because he sells stuff on Amazon, and he said he couldn't sell this on Amazon because it had been chipped, and would I be interested because he knows I collect that sort of junk. So he just gave it to me. It was a regular crystal Xbox when we got it, but it's fitted with an Xecuter 3, the earlier Xecuter 3 purple chip with a Pro switch front panel. Now when I got it, the switch panel was mounted on the front here, on the front of the box, and with it being a crystal box and the switch was black, I thought it looked a bit ugly, a little bit of a afterthought. So after a little bit of time I managed to get it inside this front panel. As you can see, I have a little light here for the hard drive light here. This is obviously the Xecuter logo that goes between blue and red depending on whether the chip's in use or not, and obviously the dip switch for the BIOS memory banks. It's sort of recessed behind, so you can flick them around if you want. Why would you bother once it's all set up? At the minute it's set up for one of the 2 meg BIOS banks, so I'm just leaving it like that. So with the Crystal Xbox, it's white now. What I did was I sprayed it from the inside out, so it still has a hard plastic shell and it won't scratch, and it gives it like a frosted look, like it almost came out the factory like this. I mean, some of those aftermarket ones when people spray them themselves, they never kind of look that great, but I think this looks really cool actually. I like it. So the jewel on the top is just your standard Xbox jewel. What you do is you just, with some like T-cut or polish, you just polish off the paint on the back and it leaves it nice and clear like that. And the silver, the Xbox logo, it's sort of stamped in and the silver paint's recessed, so when you polish the back it doesn't affect that. So when it's finished, it looks pretty cool. I put a little piece of stainless steel behind there, otherwise you end up with the heat shield being visible. The heat shield is one here. That's the problem. The heat shield has this sort of perforated section here and it runs right behind there. So just to sort of keep it cleaner, I need to glue that on. Yeah, I need to glue that on. So that's the Crystal Xbox. It's just gloss white spray paint. I've got another one here which I'm doing for someone else. It's slightly different. It's on the same theme. I just masked off this section here and section here when I sprayed it, and as you see, the spray paint's on this side, and when it finishes up it looks kind of, you don't even have to spend a lot of time on it. You don't even have to get this surface perfect because the crystal box isn't smooth, it's rough, and any imperfections don't really show through at all. So it's really simple to do, and you're left with these little veins from the moulding inside. Obviously you can't paint inside that, so you're left with that, and I think it gives it a bit of it looks even more factory than it did before. Like you couldn't replicate that by painting it on the outside. I think it looks kind of cool. I don't know, maybe not. This section here, I just used a hole saw, cut that out. It's about 1 millimeter smaller than the Xbox logo jewel. I think it's like 64-65 hole cut you need. Pretty straightforward to do. The controller, again, there you go. Looks pretty cool now. It's just sprayed white on the inside. That's all you do. Here's one I did yesterday. It's just painted white. Normal white gloss paint, well, spray paint. And you get even more little veins with this one. Yeah, so looks pretty cool. I mean, this isn't a video to sell this box. It's not for sale. It's my own personal box. It's loaded up with CoinOps 7, and that's really all I wanted it for. I'll switch it on in a minute, and we can see it running. So I'm going to hook this Xbox up with a component lead. This is a genuine Microsoft component lead, quite rare. This one has a built-in optical output on it. It's a bit of a beast. It's a heavy cable, so I'm going to use that. And the Xbox, the Xecuter chip, I've set it to 720 progressive. That's as much as that plasma up there is going to output, because it's too old to do anything else. So let's plug it in. Okay, so I'll turn it on now. With the Xecuter chip, a quick press on the power button activates the chip, and this logo is blue rather than red. If it's red, it means that the chip's been bypassed. So just a quick press of the power button. There we go. Xbox logo, as you can see, is now blue. That's something you can change with the chip. As you can see, it's got the Xecuter logo at the bottom there now. So as you can see, the chip is blue. The little hard drive light will flash when it's in use. When I sprayed the inside of the box, I didn't spray. I masked a small section off right behind the light, so when it's on, it doesn't have to shine through the paint. It will, but it will be blurred. But there's a little window there now underneath the little switch window. I also changed the LED section inside here, and I forgot to mention, I don't know if you can see that, the Jules backlit as well. There's two little LEDs either side, so that's backlit. So this is, it's got the Unleash BIOS on it. So see this going at the screensaver there. So if I want to, and we've got CoinOps 7 there. I think you can see the little, you can see the hard drive light activating there. So okay then, well, thanks for looking, and go off and make your own. It's simple.